This is Eric Miskell with EMS Now, and welcome to this edition of EMS Now Up Close. It's my pleasure today to be speaking once again to Joel Scutchfield with Koh Young America's. Interviewed Joel several times over the last few years as head of Director of Sales for Koh Young America's, but I speak to him now in his new role as both General Manager of Business Operations and Director of Sales for Koh Young America's. So, Joel, it is good to be with you again. Congratulations on the new role that you've assumed within Koh Young America's. Why don't you just
I appreciate that very much.
I'm going to give way and let you just kind of make some comments regarding what has transitioned in the new role.
Sure. Yeah. Well, first of all, Eric, always good to talk to you as well. I really enjoy these sessions, and thank you for having me today and give me the opportunity to talk about what transpired here over the last couple of weeks. So, as I think most people know now, what I would like to call my good friend and the leader of KYA for the last 6 years, Juan Arango, recently decided to take a position with what I understand is his dream job. Right? We all have that one set of conditions that even though we're very happy in our current role, could potentially pull us away. And that happened. And, I had moved here about 18 months ago to the Atlanta area with the idea that I would, work side by side with Juan, co-pilot, as we have been for the last 6 years or so. And until that time that he retired, right? He's a few years older than me. And then maybe I would have the opportunity to move into this role. But he again had something happen that made him stand up and listen. And, I see it as a very similar challenge to when he got here at KYA 7 years ago and then took over as GM approximately 6 years ago. He had to build a team, and that's what he's going to do in his new role. So a new challenge for him. I wish him nothing but the best. We will remain good friends forever. And look forward to communicating with him again soon and watching him rise to another level of success yet again. So, so here we are. And the folks at HQ tapped on my shoulder and after receiving Juan's resignation and asked me to consider taking the reins, which I of course agreed to. The good news here is that Juan left us in very good shape. Right, this has always been all about the team. He and I and Ramon, working with our entire management team here, built a very solid team that's been in place for a good number of years. And that is really what our success is all about. So, I see no reason to change that. You could say that my primary job is to just not screw things up, right? At least initially, but we do have the people in place and we do have the process in place to just kind of continue as we were. We'll certainly make tweaks and adjustments as needed as we go, but I think everyone's on board to move forward as was planned, and we'll do just that. So.
Now, I appreciate those comments, and it's interesting. What comes to mind as I hear you talking about that in the transition is, I'm a football fan, and I'm a big 49er fan growing up. I remember when the legendary Bill Walsh retired and he turned the 49, just won a Super Bowl, turned it over. Sure. His comment, and I'm drawing a blank on the name of the coach who replaced him.
George Seifert, I think, is that the guy?
George Seifert, absolutely. Yeah. And Bill said, listen, George has the fastest car on the track. Let's see how he drives, right?
That's it, right? So, yeah, that's it. No pressure. The only place to go is down, right? So,
you speak to some of the elements that I've always appreciated about Koh Young and the team that you guys have built under Juan's leadership, which is that culture and
exactly
special there, and that resonates regardless of who you speak to within your organization, whichever level. And
again, it's squarely there, and we'll continue that. My management style is very much along that same track. I'm not as boisterous maybe as Juan. Juan could fill up a room. Very big personality. I'm kind of more of a pragmatic, speak softly and carry a big stick, have high expectations for everyone in the organization. But they understand that as well. And, we have good people. And when you have good people, you basically just give them the direction they need and, try to get out of their way the best you can, let them do their job, and then, be there for them to remove obstacles that might prevent them from achieving those goals and go on from there. So, we're going to be just fine. And again, we'll miss our friend, but we have to move forward, and he would agree with that, right? That's
right.
He certainly has my back in terms of wishing me nothing but the best, our team to continue on, and I appreciate that very much.
Yeah,
we all do.
Yeah, and that's excellent. And I think you talk about the good people, but you also happen to have a very good product that you're selling, right?
We do, absolutely,
no. So I wanted to kind of check with that, kind of as we're heading into fourth quarter now, right? And so how is that? How's the year been for Koh Young America across those platforms?
Yeah, it's been a phenomenal year, Eric. It really has. Coming out of 2020 and going back to the beginning of the year, in particular, January, coming out of the election and the COVID situation and kind of all the turmoil that was embedded with both. It was hard to know how this thing was going to go, but things really broke free and opened up, and we are on pace to have a record year, which will top our 2018 results. In 2018, we sold 402 machines, and we've already been exceeded the 340 mark as of Q3 end. So we're on pace for somewhere in that 440 plus range for the Americas. And we're about 50-50 on AOI and SPI, which was another goal of ours. We've had the lion's share of the SPI market for years. And now AOI has taken an absolute foothold within the market. And we're seeing that in the numbers that we're seeing today. So I think we have a chance to have another record quarter in Q4. That'll be a tall order. We had a very strong Q4 in 2018, but certainly overall as a year goes, as a 2021 finishes up, it should absolutely be a record year for Koh Young America. So we're very excited about that, and and excited about 2022, and we've got some new things that we're going to be talking about and emphasizing here, as we always do, as the show season kicks off. So again, more of the same going forward, onward and upward.
Yeah. And, one of those, obviously, I wanted to check on, it was, and I had the pleasure of doing a webinar here recently on the DPI, that the new platform, the Neptune C+. And so that is new, right, and evolving. So maybe hopefully taking more foothold in 2022.
It absolutely will. Yeah, that will be certainly a big part of our emphasis for 2022. We will actually be unveiling it next week at the SMTA International Show in Minneapolis. That'll be our first show with the inline Neptune C+ for dispense process applications, conformal coating, and so forth. So again, very excited about that. We have some very interesting projects going on currently with some very prominent players in the industry, and our hope is that we're going to be able to take from that and basically parlay that into a lot more activity with customers that will potentially be able to see those same benefits and results. So that's certainly one. The advent's probably not the right word, but I guess the rise to popularity of pre-reflow AOI is also something we'll be focusing on. And I think there's a couple of reasons for that popularity. Number one, we're in this constant state of continuous improvement. driving toward Industry 4.0, smart factory realization, having that additional inspection point is giving us the opportunity to do a lot more with the data, closed loop feedback, direct feedback to the mounter in particular, which you don't want to do post reflow because of the positional anomalies that can occur in the oven, is driving that to a large degree. And of course, tied to our ability to provide that feedback through our KPO tool set. So that's certainly something that we'll be focusing on. The reshoring effort and the expansion of microelectronics now in the U.S. and all the investment that's taking place, a lot of the incentives and government funding to accelerate that, we feel will certainly drive opportunities, probably toward the latter part of 2022, along with ideally the chip shortage starting to subside, especially for automotive, which we see is another possible boom when that does finally hit. There's as all of us know, a lot of pent up demand for vehicles. So that's really our push going into 2022. And last but not least, we've talked about this before, the use of data. We've kind of gotten to the point now where data has become that currency for smart factory realization. We have what we feel is a very superior data set, and we can do things with it that no one else can. So we'll be putting a lot of emphasis on that also in 2022. So we have high hopes. There will be growth expectations again, and again, I think we have the team and the products to achieve.
Yeah. And what you're referring to there at the end is the K-Smart platform, is that correct? Or is
certainly, yes. Yeah, certainly. The K-Smart platform, the KPO platform, which is part of the K-Smart platform, but that's really our process control tools, right? For both the screen printer and the mounter, the closed loop feedback capabilities, where we're using the artificial intelligence that we've created, our proprietary engines to drive that true closed loop feedback and control for both of those processes. So a lot of exciting things going forward. We keep improving.
No, I was going to say, the other piece, I think with the success and all the equipment that's put out there is the servicing side of it as well as a critical component, right? And I think that's where you guys won an award this past year for that, for the quality of, I think it was your first ever.
We did, yeah. The
service award.
Yeah, the Circuit Assembly Service Award in our category for test and inspection, and we're very proud of that. Yeah, that is something that we have absolutely nothing to do with. That's our customers providing feedback and basically telling those that are asking, that make the decisions on who that award goes to, what we're all about when it comes to service and support. And I think, many people know we have a very strong 35 person field service and applications team, which probably rivals some of our pick and place partners out there. But, being all direct in the US and Mexico affords us that luxury. And again, they're a great staff. They're a great team. They've been together a long time. I can say that for the most part, over the years that I've been here, there's only been a couple of exceptions of people leaving that, we really didn't need to have here. I'll just put it that way. And the good people have stayed. We continue to try to do things to keep them here, right? Expand their personal growth and give them opportunities. And they've responded. So,
yeah. So a good year is ending, an exciting year is beginning.
It is
with some good goals for that.
Yeah, quickly. Can you believe it? Almost. Boy, 2021 we thought 2020 was a blink. It's a year that we put the asterisk by, and nobody wants to admit ever happened. But boy, 2021 has gone so fast. So
it truly has.
It's hard to believe.
But Joel,
next week.
Yeah, as we get older, those years do seem.
Yeah, and my mom always told me that, just wait, those years are
No,
going to go
exactly.
fast, and they do.
But
They really do.
yeah, you've alluded to the SMTAI and what have for as we move forward into 2022. Out there again, right? Things are opening up. Apex is coming. What are the
Correct.
plans for you and your team in getting out there, and where can
Yeah.
people and shake your hand and congratulate you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are completely vaccinated. We are 100% for Koh Young America, every employee, US and Mexico. So we're ready to be out there. And, the only limitation now is customers letting us in, right? There's still some protocols in place. And as we've talked about in the past, Eric, I think what we learned in 2020 through COVID and maybe even up through, the first part of this year is that, this remote opportunity has a place, right? It does work for some things. So I can see a balance there between the use of remote, which we were even doing before COVID, right? I mean, there was, GoToMeeting and WebEx have been around for years, and we took advantage of that. Now we have some additional tools, Zoom, Teams, et cetera. So, we'll continue along that line, but we're ready to get out there. And, we'll be again at the SMTAI show next week. We've got, I think we're taking 9 or 10 people. We've got 2 machines and 2 software platforms that we'll be focusing on: K-Smart, KPO, and of course the Neptune, as I mentioned, in our Zenith 2 with its side camera capabilities. Productronica will be taking place here just a couple of weeks later in Munich, in our European branch led by Harold Eppinger, and his team is all ready to go. So hoping for a good turnout. And then of course we have Apex right after the holidays, right? End of January, no rest for the weary. And again, we're planning on taking a very similar equipment set to what we did in 2020. We have the same very large booth that we did in 2020. And, our hopes is that we will have a fair number of people there that are ready to go. So yeah, lots going on. And as I said, we will shake your hand anytime you will allow us, right?
That's exactly it, right? I think that the unknown in all this is people's reticence, right? And how people react and how comfortable they feel. So
yeah, I think next week will be a bit of a gauge, right? Certainly Productronica as well. The interesting thing about next week is the location change, right? That show used to be in Chicago, which is actually very strategically, not by design, but it just kind of works out to be within about the 6-hour radius around Chicago, a drivable distance, contains a lot of customers within our industry. So we would get people that would just drive in for the day. They didn't need to get on a plane, they didn't need to justify hotels and meals. And I think that we may miss a little bit of next week, but we'll see. I'm optimistic, and I'm hopeful that things are going to be very beneficial when it's all said and done. We're excited about being there, and we're certainly hoping that the customer base is as well. So we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, no, and my sense is that people are anxious, right? Technology, these platforms can do so much, but they're not a perfect substitute for that in-person meeting.
Yeah, you're right, and it's been a long time, right? So it's almost 2 years since we had our last major trade show, which was Apex, right? Yep. So I think
that's right.
We'll definitely want to get back out there and see the latest and greatest, personally. And touch. Now, again, we've been open here in both our Duluth office and our Guadalajara facilities here in Georgia and in Mexico, respectively, for some time. And we certainly have had visitors. In fact, we have people in for training this week, but we've had people come for demos, multiple day visits. So we're always open for that. And we're always very accommodating. We also have a lot of equipment at our partner sites around the country. So like I said, we'll meet you anywhere you're able to meet, where companies will allow travel and let their people get out there and start this process once again.
Once again, no, excellent, excellent. Well, I don't think I will see you again till probably Apex, planning on being there. I'm not planning to be at the SMTAI at this point. So
I think you mentioned that last time we talked, but
yeah,
that's okay. Yeah,
yeah,
we'll make it a big time at Apex, right?
yeah. No, I think that'll be for a lot of people. I think
Yeah,
that will be 2 years since it all kind of went to hell in
right.
a basket, right? So it
Yeah.
was
And hopefully by then, we've got a little bit more time. The trends will continue downward, and companies will approve that travel, and we'll have a good turnout. That's certainly our hope.
Yeah, no, mine as well. Mine as well.
But regardless, we'll be there in force. So
Yes, you always are. You guys always have a good, right on Broadway there. You have a nice, always have a good presence. So
we have a lot to show, a lot of new stuff.
yeah,
So
yeah,
come on
no
out.
doubt. Okay, good. Well, listen, I wish you nothing but continued success. I think
Thank you, Eric.
this is exciting news. Juan was a good friend, and I wish him success as well.
Absolutely.
It's nice to see that there is no stumbling. It's just continual progress forward for Koh Young America.
Yeah. Like I said, it was pilot, co-pilot for a lot of years. So I just kind of slide over into the pilot seat, and again, it's all about the team we have here. That's really the bottom line. And they're, I think, firmly behind me and making this go as we want it to forward, and as we had planned all along. So that's it. Like I said, just kind of hang in there and not mess it up, right?
There it is. There it is. Well, I have full confidence in you, Joel. I think.
Thank you. I'm excited. I really am.
You have a great long history in the industry, covered. I mean, you've been around for many years doing this. And
I'm old. Yeah.
Well, you don't look it,
Yeah.
But
35 years in the industry. Can you believe that? Wow.
There it is. See, so and I 7 with Koh Young now, so I believe it is.
That's right. Oh yeah, it'll be 7 in December. So we're getting close.
Yeah, good.
Like you said, time flies.
Yeah, it does. But well, enjoy the successful end to the year.
Thank you.
Enjoy the holidays. Stay safe, and I look
you as well.
San Diego in January.
That sounds great. Yeah, and thanks again for the opportunity, Eric. Always good to talk with you. We'll see you in January, and if we don't talk to you before, we'll talk to you then.
Thank you, sir. Take care.